Hi, and welcome back to the Save It for Parts channel, where today we're in Death Valley. That's right, we've flown all the way out to Las Vegas and are driving over to California for the Underground 2021 event. This is a weekend of underground mine exploration. We've done this before back in 2018 and we liked it so much that when it came up again in 2021, we decided, let's go for it. We're actually heading to the next valley to the west, which is the Panamint Valley. But we stopped over here in Death Valley to look for a cliff dwelling that shows up on some topo maps. This cliff is apparently some sort of a hardened clay. The whole thing just sounds hollow. Alright, so we found the cliff dwelling, or the castle in clay that's marked on the topo maps. There's a couple different pieces to it here. There's even a little door right over there. Unfortunately, there's also some no trespassing signs and some cameras, so whoever owns these caves has apparently had some trouble with local kids or whatever, and they don't really want people messing around here. So we've come over to the other side of town. There's some other little underground dwellings. There's some sort of park or interpretive area here. We're not 100% sure which side is public, and over that way it said no trespassing, but over here it seems like it's open to the public. Somebody's been maintaining these. You can see where there's modern concrete reinforcing the sides. This one doesn't seem to go back super far, but there are some little side rooms. So this area was known as Dublin Gulch, and all these little dugouts were made by miners to live in because there are no trees out here. It is all just barren kind of wasteland, some of these little scrubby bushes, but there's nothing else to build a house out of. So the miners did what they did best and dug some holes into the rock and put walls and windows and stovepipes in them and lived in there. It's just a tiny little room in here. Basically just an underground miner's shack. It's big enough for a bed and maybe a stove, although this one doesn't have a chimney. Town amenities of Dublin Gulch. Most important building in town. It's a pretty large one. This could have been a stable. And a whole row of these miners' houses along here. Some of these look like they might interconnect. So maybe in the future this is what Sandland will look like if we just keep digging out there. If we just dig enough, we can eventually have a whole underground town like this. A lot of these definitely interconnect and have different rooms and passages, so it's almost like a little underground apartment complex. This one goes back in there quite a ways. Can't really see how far it goes. Might connect up with this one. Seems like a fairly big cavern back in here. Here's the garbage dump. So Carl, does this remind you of Sandland at all? The holes, the garbage,
yeah,
the venomous snakes.
Abandoned projects.
And here we are with all the sand we've pulled out of Sandland. Oh wait, no, this is more Death Valley. So these are the Mesquite Dunes, kind of in between Death Valley and Panamint Valley. Carl, what are your feelings on spice? Alright, we've finally arrived in Ballarat, California. This is a ghost town that was active between about 1897 and 1917 and served some of the gold mines up in the Panamint Range here. And there's only one or two residents these days. There's just a little general store, there's some ruins and some old rusty stuff around, and it's kind of a cool place to hang out and check out old mining history. And this is the base camp for Underground 2021, the mining convention. They've got the campsite kind of reserved here, so we're going to go set up our camp, and then tomorrow we'll head out and start exploring some mines. So we've got some UFOs flying around, also known as Navy fighters out of China Lake Air Base, doing some kind of interesting night maneuvers here. Hear and see them put on their afterburners. It's pretty entertaining. This is a multi-part series because we were out here for about 5 days, including underground and some time after the official event. Here's a little sneak peek of some of the things we get up to tomorrow. Here we see Jim trying to get some ass. Wow! Jim, there's a rickety ladder in here for you. Thanks for watching, and again, be sure to stay tuned for the rest of the parts in this series.